Politics. I'm your host, Darlene Price, and tonight we have the Constable debate. This is District 1, right guys? Got the right district. District 1 Constable debate. Before we get going, first off, we want to thank, of course, MBRTV and all the folks with MBRTV, my hero Steve Hall and Mr. Dave behind the camera there, the folks that make Trooper Politics happen. We also want to thank all of our viewers on YouTube. We are on YouTube now. All of the shows are posted on YouTube. Just type in Trooper Politics or my name and it should come right up. Also, we want to thank our Facebook watchers. This will not be live on Facebook, so it will be posted by noon tomorrow. We hope even earlier tomorrow morning. So anyways, before we get started, also we have, and I want to thank Rock and Rod. He's going to be up here in a minute. When he comes up here, we'll introduce him. He's going to be my timer tonight. But first, we have Scotty Morrow with our American Legion. Scotty Morrow. We forgot the mic. How many times have I done that? He's looking at me like, microphone, duh, microphone. My mouth's so big and I'm so loud it don't matter. Anyway, I'm going to hand the mic over to Scotty Morrow. He has a big announcement to make on is it this one's not in it? It's this one. Just talk about this one's not. It's this one. No, it's not.
You have one. Probably that one right there. It's off.
It's off. It's this one. Okay. I'm just going to talk loud. Scotty, can you talk loud?
Oh, I can do that.
Okay. It's this one. I'm pretty sure. Sorry about this. Welcome to live TV or cable TV. No editing here. All right, here we go. Test. Okay, we're good. Thank you, man. Good man there. Anyways, where was I? Scotty Morrow. He is going to talk about a very important fundraiser for our kids, our school kids, and I'm going to hand over the mic to Scotty Morrow. Go ahead.
We're raising money to buy shoes for the elementary kids in McCreary County. And we're looking over 200 pairs of shoes right now. So that will probably increase. So we're looking at anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000. Depends on what kind of deal we can get on that. But we have Bobby Strong's already approached me on doing it. Austin Price Law Firm, and our county attorney, and the Sheriff Randy Waters. He's going to be part of it. I've got a call in to Judge Green, so we'll see if Judge Green is going to be part of this, and Twist, and Darlene Price. Darlene is going to be at the American Legion Saturday, March 5th, and we're charging $10 a person to come in, or a brand new pair of shoes. These are kids, boys, around size 5, 6, something like that. Girls, I'm not too sure on girl sizes, but we're looking at probably 13 on the little girls' shoes, and then they get into women's at what size?
About 6, 7.
6 or 7. So I would imagine it goes up to whoever needs it in elementary school. So this is for all the kids in McCreary County that are on the needed list. So we're looking at least 200 pair of shoes, and we want new ones because no handy bags, please. And I challenge all the candidates here
And future candidates.
To donate, come out and help us raise the money. And like I said, Darlene, Austin's Basement will be at the American Legion from 8 to midnight on February the 5th.
March 5th.
March 5th, that's right. It's a good thing we can edit. So, anyways, March the 5th, American Legion, between 8 and midnight. And this is going for an excellent cause because we have kids in McCreary County that actually needs our help on shoes, clothes, everything. So, even food. So, this is something that we're getting involved in, and we're going to pursue it.
Our band, Austin's Basement, folks, come on out, and again, all the proceeds, and I think the American Legion, they donate more money to this community than people even know. They're gonna donate all proceeds from that night, it's not this Saturday, but next Saturday, from our band's gonna play Austin's Basement to this cause, and I think that's pretty cool of American Legion to be doing that. So come on out, we play real music, we play Bob Seger, Rolling Stones, Eagles, that kind of stuff, so the kind of music most people like around here. We played, last weekend we had over 100 people show up, so we hope to have that much show up. But either you can pay $10, and again, it's for a good cause. Donating $10 for this cause to buy shoes for needy kids, or you can bring a new pair of shoes. But we appreciate the American Legion and all the work they do. Thanks for coming out and announcing.
We thank all the veterans.
And the veterans, yes.
No.
Next Saturday, in fact, the first Saturday of
$10 a couple.
$10 a person.
$10 a person on this one, because this is for a fundraiser.
A fundraiser on the kids.
Okay.
So every dollar, our normal charge is 6 and 10, but if we do, it's $4 more.
Yeah.
So this way, the money goes to the kids here in the county.
Okay.
So again, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Come on out. You do not have to be a veteran to get in. These fundraisers like this, anybody can get in. So unless you've been barred from the American Legion. So,
All right.
thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir. We appreciate it. Okay. And Rodney, could you come on up here?
Yeah.
Rock and Rod. We have Rodney Hensley tonight, folks. He was with the McCreary County County Attorney's Office, but he's also Rock and Rod, who does a lot of great work over the American Legion and volunteers. And volunteer tonight, you're going to be our timer tonight, right?
Yeah.
He's our handy dandy timer. We're going to get this party started. Here's how we're going to work it, folks. Each one of you tonight, you'll have a 1-minute opening. Say whatever you want to introduce yourselves, okay? Then we'll start the questions. You'll get the first question first, but everybody will take turns going first. So everybody will have a chance going first on the questions. It'll rotate, so nobody has to go first all the time or last all the time. And then at the end, you'll have a 1-minute close. Now, if we get through these questions pretty quick, we might give you a little bit more time to close, okay? But we have to kind of gauge it, we'll see how it goes, okay? So let's get ready to answer. Let me put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. And the time, while you're talking, the time will start when you start talking, not while during my question. The time will start as soon as you start talking. Remember to pick up the mic and speak into the mic. Don't do what I did at the first of the show. And try not, if he says something that you want to address about his question, you wait until he's finished, or vice versa, you know what I mean? Let's not interrupt the candidates, let them finish their question, and wait until it's your turn and then address that. So, and if you want, you guys can take pen and paper and take notes, however you want to do it. Okay, so, starting off, we'll start your first, Mr. Hansford. Introduce yourself, and you have 1 minute. Pick the microphone up, there you go. 1 minute starting now.
Okay, I'm Darrell Hansford. I'm the constable in District 1.
Remember, you're looking at the camera.
I have been the constable there for 3 years. I won 3 years ago. I've enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody's backing. This pandemic has slowed stuff down a whole lot, and I look to be your constable another 4 years. I appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Okay, next.
My name's Bill Hayes. I was constable in, I think it's 2017, 18. I was appointed by Judge Doug Stevens after Dustin Ryder went to the Sheriff's Department. I thought I'd done a pretty good job. I'm asking for your vote again. I married a girl. I'm actually from Whitley County. I married a girl from down in Sawyer 29 years ago. I've been married to her ever since. I've been here. North County, my home. I do a good job for you, and if you let me, and I do ask for your vote. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Craig Jones, running for Constable District 1. I left here, stayed gone for 27 years, and I came back in 2013. And shortly thereafter, I started transporting prisoners for all the deputies, and I don't know, I just feel like I can make a difference on being a constable. I'd appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Okay. First question, okay, you'll go first this time. And you guys keep me straight, because I might lose track. Okay, you'll go first next, okay. Thank you. Rock and roll, all right. Okay, 1 minute to answer these questions. And 1 minute sounds like a lot, but you guys, it sounds like it's not a lot of time. All you guys took like 20, 30 seconds just then. You didn't even need up a minute, so that just shows you. It sounds like it's not a lot of time, but it is. Okay, first question. Please describe the jurisdiction and venue of the Office of Constable in the state of Kentucky.
Well, my understanding is that the jurisdiction is county statewide, but you have much authority as the sheriff itself does in your district. So you can do a lot of stuff statewide as far as paper papers and stuff like that. The only one that can actually change that is the court system, the county court, which they can do, and they have been known to do. To my understanding, I think like Wayne County, they're going to have a million, like have blood lots and things, but I think you should be concentrating on your own in your district and your county. Again, my name is Bill Hayes, and I appreciate you.
Same question.
Well, it's my understanding that a constable, basically your authority stops at the county line, definitely at the state line. It's definitely state line. I think that's about all I got on that.
All right. Let me clarify something. You can go county-wide, and if you're in pursuit, you can cross county lines. That's in this KRS right here, I got right in here. You can have jurisdiction in Kentucky, but you have to be able to pursue them out of your county. Your county-wide jurisdiction is here, and I've been in District 1 and I stay in District 1. Basically, unless they have to have me in another district, I will go out and go to another district. But basically, I'll stay right in my home district.
Okay. Question number 2. Let's see, 3. That's 2. That's right, because we had the opening. That threw me off, the opening. Okay. Let's open. All right, so you're going the first this time. And folks, put your, especially you, face up to that mic, man. I'm telling you, because it's hard to hear. These microphones are for our band, Austin Basement, and they're used to us, singing real loud and up on the mic. So, okay, next question. What type of training is required, if any, to meet the requirements of this office? For example, physical, exercise, etc. And do you believe constables should have reoccurrent training, and what should that reoccurrent training be?
I think right now the training is like a 40-hour class, but in my opinion, I think that really the constable should have to go to the training that their deputies go to, because there's a lot of constables out here that they really don't have a clue on what they're doing, and I think training like that is what needs to happen. And it did pass through the House here in Kentucky that it would be that way, but the last I heard, it got stalled out in the committee in the Senate.
Okay, your mic is cutting out, and I think it's because, hold on just for a minute. If you hold up around like that, it'll make the mic kind of hold it down like this next time. It's just cut out the other couple times.
All right. I took the training that they had. We had training in Campbellsville, Kentucky. We done the 40-hour class, and we were doing some more training. And the pandemic come up, and it slowed it down. They are just now starting back to do it about every 2 months. They have a class. It's in different places in the state, and they're going to keep doing that. But like he said, it's stalled out in the committee, and hopefully this time maybe it'll get through and we will be able to get the training from the state.
This is Bill Hayes. My understanding is no kind of training that's mandatory to take. I think there's some that you can take through the association, Constable Association for Bowling Green. I don't know what kind of accreditation it has. But I think they ought to be some. I think that they ought to be able to recognize the DUI drivers and things like that. And it's all according to how active you are, and what kind of training you possibly need. And I think it ought to.
And I just let that be accredited. It is accredited. Now, they have got it through where it's accredited training, and they do that DUIs, and they have different places that they're offering now that's accredited.
Okay. Okay, so you just want to first that time, Mr. President. Okay. Thank you, Rob. Next, everybody answered that one, correct? Okay. What do you believe is the biggest law enforcement related problem in McCreary County, and what is your plan to address this issue?
Biggest problem in this county is drugs, and probably meth would be the number one thing. It's hard to do anything with. You can know who a dealer is, but you've got to have something to go in and take it. Since I've been constable, I have not taken no alcohol out of the car. The only thing I'm taking out of the car is drugs, marijuana and meth. That's the two biggest things in this county right now.
Drugs are a very big thing. I'm actually a volunteer deputy for the sheriff's department. I have been in the last couple of years. It is hard to get drugs. It is very hard to get drugs by yourself. That's why you work close with the local law enforcement in the state. You got to kind of sit on the place and get enough information to get a search warrant, and then you got to be able to rate it. And it's impossible to do by yourself. So it's good to have a good rapport with your local and state police.
I think in my opening remarks, I forgot to mention that I'm a business owner here in town. And just today, my fiance's phone got stolen, and she's known meth head. Well, that is, and during all my transport, for the most part, I'd say 90% of the people I have took to jail has been over methamphetamine charges. And a few marijuana charges, but mainly it's methamphetamine charges. So the two go hand in hand. And like you said, Bill, you're going to have to sit on their house before you can finally, make an arrest.
Right. And everybody answered that one, right? Okay, see, you went first, and he goes first this time, right? Okay, see, I'm kind of keeping up. Yeah. We clearly have a theft problem in this county. What would your role as constable be in addressing this issue of theft?
The biggest offense against theft is cameras. And fighting back, somebody coming to your house, you got to defend yourself and your stuff. But theft is a very big thing around here now. We got a very good sheriff, and they do a pretty good job of keeping it in control. But a little bit would help. I'd say put cameras up and all.
That's actually kind of funny because today while the phone was getting stolen, I was putting a camera up in our store. So, yeah, I thoroughly agree with the camera idea. But we're right back to the theft problem is the drug problem. I don't think you can separate them two at all.
All right, that is one of the problems. We have a lot of shoppers. I work on a lot of cases at the dollar stores and stuff, and they don't carry the wrong camera. But when I go pick them up, then they say, well, how did you catch me? Well, dummy, you was on camera. I've got some in my phone right now that I need to try to identify who they are. I don't know who they are, and I'll charge them too. But that's a lot of our problem, and a lot of it is that other two said, it's the drug problem. That's why they get their next fix to steal.
This one's near and to my heart. This just burns my, chaps my you-know-what every time I drive home or come to work, okay? So I'm telling you personally, this just really, if I see anybody out there throwing trash out, I'm gonna pull your butt over. I'm gonna do something. This just irks me to no ends. We clearly have a littering problem, especially along the roadways. And if you're throwing trash out along the roadways, you're a jerk. You're just a low-life scum bucket that, needs to go to jail, pay fines, whatever anybody can do to you.
Tell us what you think, though.
Yeah, really. So we clearly have a special along roads. What would you, as constable, what can you do to be addressing this problem? I forget who goes first this time. Craig, you go first this time.
Well, for one thing, if you do see someone throwing trash out the window, that gives you a cause to pull them over. And more than likely, if they're the type of person that trashing the road, you're liable to find something else in their car. So I think we could use that to our advantage. Don't think I'm not.
It's off non here. Switch. There, I'll just hand you back.
But anyway, I think that's pretty much what I had anyhow.
That is something that's hard to catch unless you get a name or address off of a piece of mail or something. If you see them, you can pull them over and you can charge them with them. But now these people that's dumping trash out, and I've been out some of these side roads and I've looked through that stuff to see if I can find anything. They're doing very well taking their addresses and names off of it now. And they just dump couches and chairs and I went to the fire department and went on a trash fire the other night, and it was televisions, old furniture, couches. There was nothing to identify anybody.
This is Bill Hayes. It is just about impossible to catch anybody throwing garbage out. But our county attorney's done a good job of having some of the criminals picking up garbage. That's a good thing, it's a plus. The county has somebody in charge of the garbage. They put a camera on dumps and things like that. Other than that, it's almost impossible to catch. But all you can do is patrol and hope to catch them. I'll sure try to do that.
Okay, we also have a loose dog problem here in the county. The county attorney's office and poor Judge Green and Nathan and them up there, they're inundated every day with dog calls. And, it's one thing to have just loose dogs, it's another thing to have dangerous loose dogs. So, is there anything that you guys could do as constables to affect this lost dog problem? Thank you. Mr. Next.
All right. Yeah, I can address that. We got a dog warden who doesn't do his job. He needs to get out and do his job. You call and can't even answer. You call 911, they can't get him to answer. And I have been put dogs up. But that's not actually the constable's job. That is the dog warden's job to go do that. And I appreciate your vote there on this.
We do have a bad problem with dogs. If they're vicious dogs, they can be shot, and they should be shot. They shouldn't be endangering nobody to get bit by a dog. Again, we do have dog warden. I never called him to pick one up, but if you need him to pick one up, I'd give him a try. It's actually going to be cited for harboring a vicious animal, and I think there's KRS where constables get paid. Well, maybe look that up, or I think they get
started, don't say how much.
I think it's 50 cents, used to it's 50 cents a piece. I don't think it covers the price of that one nowadays.
No, it won't.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have a dog problem, and I'm with the other two. I think we have a man that's getting paid to do this job, and it's a little hard to get a hold of him sometimes. I'll just say it that way.
Okay, nobody's answered that question, okay. Has the fact that we don't have a jail had an effect on this office? And what would you request or do, if anything, in order to change this?
Again, this is Bill Hayes. It would be great if we had a jail. It would probably speed things up. don't see that ever happening in the near future. But it sure benefit the deputies and the constables as well, so we didn't have to spend time waiting for transporters, which have to come from all over the county sometimes. But, be nice to have a jail.
Well, it would be nice to have a jail because me, being a transport officer, and I live up on the Falls Road, if they call me at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's gonna take me about 30 minutes to get there. Well, that's 30 minutes that they could be doing something else.
I believe as much an hour and a half to 2 hours on a transport officer. They're coming somewhere over in Jones Holler or somewhere, and a lot of times when we get there, if there's more than deputies or constables there, we got more people, one of us will stay and the others will go back on the road, but that takes time off our road time, and it sure be nice to have a jail here, but I like Bill, I don't look for it to ever happen.
See where we're going with these on. Okay, who's first this time? Do you think that technology could better serve constables in doing their job? And what would you choose for the technology to be?
The technology that I would have and will have, if elected, will be a body cam and a dash cam. I mean, that'll come out of my pocket, but I feel as though I want everybody to know exactly what I'm doing, and there'll be no doubt about what I'm doing.
This is Darryl Hansford. I've got a body cam and I got a cam in the car too. What would help me more than anything is a computer in the car. I have to contact 911 and get stuff run and stuff. It makes it a little slower that way, but yeah, you need body cam and a dash cam, but protect your own self, not the other people.
This is Bill Hayes. Cameras be great, and I always kept one in my car. Computers be good, access to e-warrants, cars and things. Maybe taser's good. Any other kind of electronics. Phone is absolutely mandatory. Other than that, I can't think of anything.
Do you believe that all elected officials, especially anyone involved in law enforcement and incarceration, should have to take periodic random drug screenings?
I agree with that. I go to school bus for years and had to do it every so often. And I'm ready. Anytime you want to give me a drug test, I'll take it. And not afraid to take it. And I think that every official, even your judges and stuff, ought to be to that, have to do that. And all county officials ought to have to do it.
I think all officials, all county employees, state employees should have to take drug screening tests. If not passed, to be eliminated altogether. Thank you.
I think if you're an elected official and you don't agree with willing to take a drug test, then you're probably the one that needs to take a drug test.
Get that thing disagree with that.
Everybody answer that, okay. What do you think makes a good constable? And if elected, what would you do to improve the office of constable?
Again, this is Bill Hayes. I think a good constable ought to be patrol quite a bit, be able to make arrests, and he get along good with the sheriff's department, the state police, work with them, and if elected, that's what I would do. And patrol as much as possible in your district. That's it. Thank you.
And I would agree with patrol and be out as much as I possibly could. And I would have my phone number to where everybody would have it. And if they couldn't get through to 911 for some reason, they can contact me directly. I wouldn't have a bit of trouble with that.
This is Darrell Hansford. Most people in this county's got my phone number, because I run the wholesale and retail bank company here, and I get a lot of calls through my cell phone, and I know to call me if I'm not out there, and I've not turned down but maybe 2 or 3 calls, and that's because I was either out of town, or the last one I turned down, I had 4 grandkids there and was babysitting, and I told them I couldn't go, so they said they'd get somebody else. And, but I tried to answer every call I could, and that's about all you can do. You can't be out there 24/7. But I'm out there a lot of nights and they don't know I'm out there. People say, oh, we don't hear you on the scanner, but you won't. I don't tell 911 over the radio that I'm out a lot of times. A lot of times I'll call them and tell them I'm out.
Ready for that? What would you do as constable to make your office become more transparent to the public?
Well, like I said a while ago, it would be transparent with me. Because, like I said, the body cam would be there. My phone number's out there. You can talk to me anytime you want. Flag me down, I wouldn't care. I'm there for the people, to help them as much as I can. And there's a lot of women getting abused and children getting abused. Actually, in my phone right now, I have every sex offender in the county in my phone at the moment. And I watch out after the kids best I could.
This is Darrell Hansford. That's something that you go, I'm going to look for door policy. They can come to my business, talk to me, they can call me, and I'll lock the door and I'll come and talk to them. I don't care. I mean, I've been out late at night, early in the day, people call, stop by the house, and tell me something's going on, and I'll try to check it out.
It's Bill Hayes again. Whenever I was in there the first time, they didn't put stuff on in the newspaper. I think now they put all the constables and all the sheriffs and all the deputies and all the sheriffs as well, arrest reports in there. So that'd be a good thing. And I think a few of the constables that's got Facebook pages, I could probably start something like that. When the grandkids show me how. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. You guys like blew through those questions. As for the future ones that want to complain that a minute's not enough time to answer a question, none of these people used a minute on any of these questions.
It's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time, it is, so. Because when you tell people that, yeah, you get a minute to answer a question, I don't know how many people over the past, 11, 12 years we've been doing this, only a minute? And I'm like, dude, minute's a long time, you won't use a minute.
If you can't say it in a minute, you don't need to say it.
Okay, since you guys blew through those so quick, let's give everybody 2 minutes. Make it 3. You won't use 2 minutes. No, this is kind of, tell a little bit more about yourself. We'll give you 3 minutes, 3, 6, 9 minutes, and we'll still be involved with entertaining you for that. No,
We'll let Darrell sing one.
there you go. No, I'm not singing. 3 minutes closing. And who goes first this time, Rob? Arrow goes first this time? I'm sorry. Okay. 3 minute closing. Thank you, Rod. I might have lost track. Go ahead.
Okay, they say I got 3 minutes. I don't think it'll take that long. I'm Darrell Hansford. I've been with your local fire department here about 50-some years, and I'm a trainer. I've also been a constable here for 3 years. I've had law enforcement classes. I have spent a lot of time in public service. I run a business here in town. I would appreciate to be your constable again, and I'll try to do the best job I can. Anything that you need, you call me, or call 911, they'll get a hold of me, and I'll be more than glad to come and check out what you're wanting to check out. Thank you.
About 3 minutes. I ways. Again, I was your constable 3 years ago, for a couple of years. At that time, I done over 200 arrests and summonses were served. I've been living here now for 25 years. I've been a business owner here for over 20 years. I've been blacktop sealing and striping. You can see my signs, my truck out, hay sealing and striping. Me sealing and striping, dozen numbers on the side. I sure appreciate your vote. I do the best job I could. Earl, you're going to explode there. You like it, man. But I sure appreciate your vote, and I'll do all I can. Attention, there you go. Thank you.
Hi, I guess I better tell you my name again, because they was. My name's Craig Jones. And one thing I hadn't mentioned is, when I was living in Dalton, Georgia, I worked as a bouncer in a bar for years. And it wasn't my size that was my advantage. It was being able to defuse the situation at hand. I've always been really good at talking a drunk out about anything he had on his mind. And I do the same thing when I transport prisoners. You know, I'll tell them, I'll be just as nice to you as you'll let me be. And that's about all you can do. And so far that's worked fairly well. I've not had a whole lot of problems in my transport, other than the man that tried to kill me. But that's a whole other story. But anyway, I really appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Okay, we are finished a little bit early. I'm sure our cameraman's going, all right.
Well, thank y'all too for having us here tonight.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much to these constables. Folks, by the way, this is not easy. If you've never done this before, you know, some of these people, this is the first time they're on camera, and have somebody like me just throwing questions at you, and you're being timed and everything. It is not easy to do a debate like this. So these guys deserve a big round of applause. And let me say this too. Not everybody shows up for these debates because they're afraid. And if you don't show up, and the reason you're not showing up is you're too afraid to answer we the people's questions, because that's where these questions come from. We the people develop these questions. I get private messages, I get email messages. This is a conglomerate of the questions that the citizens of McCreary County want. There's a couple in there, needless to say, the trash one's near and dear to my heart. But most of these are we the people's questions. So if you're afraid to show up and answer questions, maybe you should run for office, okay? Then you shouldn't be out there trying to pull somebody over if you're afraid of a little microphone and a little person like me. But these people deserve a big round of applause for showing up. I want to thank Rockin' Rod with the McCreary County Attorney's Office to be my timer tonight. We hope he'll be back and be my timer again next week and next week and next week and next week. The next one we have these pretty much every Thursday. I think we missed one in April. That's right, I think we missed 1 week in April because it's my anniversary and we're taking off. But just about every Thursday we will be here at the Senior Citizen Center. Normally in the past we always allow public to come in and watch. We're not doing that this year because of COVID, so we appreciate everybody abiding by that, because I remember some of the last elections, I think the sheriff and some of the other ones, I think we had some district ones too. There was like 50 to 100 people showing up for these things, and we just can't have that now because of COVID. So we appreciate the candidates cooperating with that and only bringing one person. We appreciate that, and being on time and everything. And again, once again, we want to thank MBRTV. Thank all our viewers on Facebook, and check us out on YouTube now. We are now on YouTube. And we want to thank Michael Mann. He's not here tonight, but Michael Mann will be not editing this. He will be uploading it into Facebook, and Michael Mann, all things behind the scenes, and Dave, our cameraman. And did I miss anybody to thank?
You got them all.
Got them all. All right. We will see you next time on Truth or Politics. Thanks.